Learning Zili Nishmas Etta Ahuva Bas Yaakov Masechet Gitin Perek Tes Mishna Vav. Shnei Gitin Shekason Zeh B'tzad Zeh. If you had two Gitin written parallel to each other, so you have one get on the right side, the right column, and on the left column is a second get. Vishnayim Eidim Ivrim Boim Mitachazeh L'Tachazeh. Vishnayim Eidim Yevonim Boim Mitachazeh L'Tachazeh. And on the bottom there are four signatures. The first two signatures sign like Ivrim, meaning they sign their name from right to left, and the second two signatures are Yevonim, which sign their name on the left and then their father's name on the right. So the halacha is Eshe Eidim Harishonim Nikron Imoy Kosher. The ones that the Eidim are with them are kosher. So if the Ivrim are the ones that are first, so then the right get is kosher. And if the Yevonim are the two that are first, so then the left get is kosher. The Gemara asks a question, why can't the first get be kosher with the Ivrim, assuming that the Ivrim signed first, and the second get be kosher with the Eidim Yevonim? So the Gemara says it's such a good kasha that the Enochanami Zeiri Taka holds they're both kosher, but our Tana held Dilma Gundolis Chasim, that maybe each Yevani did like the Ivri that was on top of them, or if the Yevonim were first, the Ivrim did like the Yevonim on top of them, and maybe everyone was signing right to left, or everyone was signing left to right, and therefore we do not know that the second ones were actually on the other side of the get. Could be they were all on one side of the get. So therefore, dafka, the first two, that we know that they did the right thing, they did what they normally do. So let's say the Ivrim are first, and the right get is kosher. Zok the Mishnah, the Seifa, Eid Echad Ivri ve'Eid Echad Yevani, Eid Echad Ivri ve'Eid Echad Yevani. So we hear they're alternating. Boim mitachazeh l'tachazeh, shneim psulin. So they're both puzzle because the Gemara over here explains also Dilma Gundul is chasam, that we're afraid that one of them did copy the one above it. So it's possible that you have tlasa achad and only chad achad. So you have three on one side and one on the other, and we don't know which one is which. We don't know if the three are on the right and the one is on the left, or if it's the opposite, there's one on the right and three on the left. So therefore both Gitin are puzzle. Mishnah Zayin, Shayir Mixas Haget, Vikosvu B'daf Hasheni. You came to the end of the page, end of the column, and then on the second column on the top, you continue writing. Ve'edim milamata, and after that, when you finish on the second column, the edim sign on the bottom, kosher, it's a kosher get. So the Gemara asks, how do you know? Maybe it was really two separate Gitin, and the bottom of the first get was cut off, and the top of the second get on the left was cut off, and it's really only a half a get of one person and half a get of another. How do you know you could be megarish with it? So the Gemara says, two terutzim, either there was blank space on the bottom, so therefore we knew that it wasn't like that. If it was one long get on the right side that was cut off, then there wouldn't be any blank space. Or Rav Ashi answers that we know the Yediyah Beimi Tachta de Megilta, you could see from the end of the cloth, a cloth that's cut, you could recognize. Over here you could see that it wasn't cut off, and it's one get, and therefore it is kosher. Chasmu Eidim B'roish Hadaf Min Hatzad Oy Me'achurav, the get pashut. If the Eidim signed on the sides of the get, or they signed from behind the paper, which is only done by a get mekusher, but by a get pashut it's not done like that. Puzzle, then it is puzzle because the Eidim aren't signing on the get. The Gemara brings that Rav did sign like that, but the Gemara Maskana comes out that was only by Shar Shtaris that he did that. The Mishnah continues, Hikif Roisha Shel Zeh B'tzad Roisha Shel Zeh Va'edim Be'emsa. The top of one get is touching the top of the other get, and in between the Eidim sign, Shneim Psulim, because the Eidim aren't at the end of each get, they're at the top of both Gitin. However, if it's Seifei Shel Zeh B'tzad Seifei Shel Zeh Ve'edim Be'emsa, so now the Eidim are on the bottom of one of them, depends which direction it's facing. So Eshe Eidim Nikron Imoy Kosher, the Eidim that are facing, if the ones that's facing that side of the get, that's kosher, and the other side is puzzle. The last case of the Mishnah is Roisha Shel Zeh B'tzad Seifei Shel Zeh, so it's the top of one and the bottom of another, Ve'edim Be'emsa. So also Eshe Eidim Nikron B'Seifei Kosher. If the Eidim are on the bottom of the bottom get, then it would be kosher.